guys, it's Connor Cub here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to rank every NFL division from worst to first. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. Alright, so I think the worst division in the NFL is the AFC South. Because you have the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are horrible. And then you don't have any great teams. You have some half-decent teams like the Colts, the Texans, and the Titans. They're all should be wild card teams in the playoffs for the AFC, and the AFC is really weak this year, as in like every year recently. So yeah, I really think this is the worst because they don't have tons of quality. Is an amazing team, but they have a horrible team and then some half decent teams. So yeah, that's why they are last. But now we have in seventh place the worst NFC team, the NFC East. The Washington football team is trash. The Giants aren't much better. Then you have the Eagles and Cowboys, which are two really good teams, in my opinion. They both deserve to be in the playoffs, but the Cowboys don't make the playoffs this year because the NFC side of the NFL is really difficult. And they have the Eagles, which they got to play this year twice, like every year. And the Eagles are always a competitor for them. But they do get 4 free wins, really, this season and every season until the Giants and Washington get better. But they have a tough schedule, and they don't make the playoffs. They barely get out of the playoffs. But the Eagles make the playoffs. They're both great teams. They're always contending for the division every year. But yeah, now on to the sixth division is the AFC East. Kind of like the AFC South, but the Jets and Dolphins aren't horrible. I don't think they're ready yet. They're both pretty young teams, and with more experience, they'll get better. And the Jets lost Jamal Adams, which hurts them a little bit. I knew they were going to lose Jamal Adams, so I factored him out for the 2020 NFL season for my Jets prediction. Go check that out. But yeah, the Jets and Dolphins aren't bad. They both have pretty tough schedules. And they need some time to get better. But I think over the next few years, you'll see the Jets and the Dolphins become really good. But then you have the Bills and Patriots, which I both think that those teams are both great, in my opinion. The only thing that lets this division down is the Dolphins and Jets. Sorry, Dolphins and Jets fans, but that's how it works. You guys need a few more years. But yeah, the Patriots are kind of losing it, but they're still a great team. And now they have some competition in the Bills. So this will be a fun season, but the Dolphins and Jets ultimately make this division go down to 6. But now at number 5, you have the AFC West. The Chiefs are a great team. The Raiders are meh. Broncos, I think the Broncos are a little bit better. The Chargers are pretty good, but Chiefs are really the only team I can see guaranteed making the playoffs. The Raiders, Broncos, and Chargers are going to struggle to make the playoffs because they have tough schedules. And that Broncos team's young. They need time to progress, especially that offense. And that Chargers team, they need a better quarterback there. Justin Herbert right now isn't the answer. He needs a few years to get better, and then he'll be able to be a quality starting quarterback. Top 20 in the league, probably. But that will come after his second or third season. And Tyrod's not the answer. They need a better quarterback. So thankfully they have Justin Herbert, but he's not ready for the NFL yet. So yeah, so that's kind of why it's down here at number 5. But now at number 4, you have the AFC North. And this is the best AFC team on this list. As I said in the beginning of the video, the AFC is very weak this year. It also has been like that for the past few years. You see in the NFC side of the ball, almost every team is in playoff contention, but it's tough because they have some hard schedules because they're playing great NFC teams. But see, as this NFC North, you have the Ravens and the Steelers, two top 5 AFC teams, and at the worst, top 10 NFL teams. Then you have the Browns, which are meh. And then you have the Bengals, which are going to get better. They just aren't amazing right now. Joe Burrow next year, I think, will be great. This year, he's a rookie. He won't be doing as good. He just needs some experience there. But you do have Joe Mixon there, which will be carrying the offense a little bit. But Joe Burrow will be better than Andy Dalton this year, I think. Just a little bit better. Then he'll become a lot better going into the later stages of his NFL career. So yeah, that's fourth is AFC South, but going on to third place is the NFC South. This division is great. You have the Saints, the Buccaneers, the Panthers, and Falcons. All I think they deserve a playoff spot. The Saints are really well-rounded, a top 5 team in the NFL. Then you have the Panthers, a decent defense, but I really like that offense there with Christian McCaffrey, Teddy Bridgewater, and their receiving core. Especially with DJ Moore there. So some great offensive weapons. And then a decent offensive line. Probably top 10, top 15 in the league. That defense isn't as good as it used to be. But that D-line is going to be really good with Derek Brown and Sir Gross Matos. So yeah, this division is really good. But then you also have the Buccaneers. Great team. A little bit overrated. Tom Brady isn't ready with the Buccaneer system. Yeah, he needs a year. The next year will be better, but that team is still really good with Rob Gronkowski there and Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, as well as that defense being top half of the league. So Buccaneers are a really good team. Then you have the Falcons, who have a half-decent defense, almost at that halfway mark for defense ranking. But that offense isn't bad. That defense is kind of bringing them down, but I still think they're a playoff eligible team. They just have a tough schedule this year, so that won't happen for them. But yeah, this division is third. But now going on to the second division, you have the NFC North with 4 competitive teams, just like the last one. I think the Lions edge out the Falcons just a little bit. They're pretty sneaky, and especially if Matthew Stafford stays healthy there. But you have the Vikings, Packers, and Bears keep rotating division wins. That's going to happen for the next 5 years, I really think, because they're all very competitive teams. So, yeah, this is a really good division. And Lions kind of just sneak there, kind of mess stuff up. But they can beat some really good teams. They just aren't always on, and they aren't always healthy. But once they're healthy, they will be great. But that only leaves one division left, the number 1 spot. And this has been the number 1 spot for a long time, and it's the NFC West. The NFC West got better as the Cardinals had a great draft, getting Isaiah Simmons and tackle Josh Jones. And then they got DeAndre Hopkins, as everyone knows, unless you've been living under a rock. Then you have the Seattle Seahawks, which are an amazing team. Playoffs the past 5 years in a row. 49ers, reigning NFC champions. And the Rams are pretty good. They aren't amazing, but they are. They can make the playoffs. But the 49ers and Seahawks are Super Bowl contending winning teams, as you don't really see that in any other division besides the AFC North. But the reason the NFC North is so low is because of the Browns, the Bengals. But yeah, that will do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!